Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. This section introduces the Google site that we have created as a part of our ESL teaching product. The website features an Adventure Time themed lesson designed for Year 3 pupils, using the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as the main anchor for learning. The aim of this digital lesson is to create a fun, engaging, and meaningful English learning experience through games, visuals, music, and interactive tasks. The content is also aligned with the DSKP to ensure that pupils develop essential listening and speaking skills in line with the curriculum standards.
Thank you. Continuing from my partner's introduction, this slide presents our group members. Our group consists of two people, which are myself, Nur Syahidah Maisara binti Hassan, and also my partner, Nur Iklimah Hanim binti Muhammad Yusof. Hanim will be presenting first. Then I will continue by presenting activities 4 to 6, which we created based on the theme Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Here, you can see an overview of the Google site that has been designed, and the website showcases an Adventure Time themed ESL lesson created specifically for Year 3 pupils. The lesson is built around the familiar song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which helps pupils feel comfortable and motivated from the start. Through the use of singing activities, digital games, vocabulary tasks, and speaking cards, pupils are able to practice key listening and speaking skills in an engaging way. The pixel art and cartoon visuals also make the learning environment more enjoyable, especially for young learners. The lesson is also fully aligned with the DSKP. For listening, it focuses on the Content Standard 1.3, which involves using appropriate listening strategies. This is supported through Learning Standard 1.3.1, where pupils guess the meaning of unfamiliar words using visual clues. Activities like listening to the song using picture-based drag and drop tasks directly support this standard. And for speaking, the lesson targets Content Standard 2.1, communicating simple information intelligibly. The speaking cards activity aligns with Learning Standards 2.1.5, where pupils describe people and objects using suitable words and phrases. Pupils practice describing items such as star, moon, and sky within the theme. And overall, this digital lesson promotes active, meaningful, and also enjoyable English learning while ensuring full alignment with the DSKP. For the first activity, which is listening, by the end of this activity, pupils will be able to listen to the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and identify familiar vocabulary such as star, sky, word, and height through auditory recognition. And they will also respond physically by pointing, showing understanding without the need for reading or cards. And pupils will listen to the song when they hear a target word. They point to the object in the classroom or point upward depending on the meaning. For example, when the song says like a diamond in the sky, pupils point upward to show sky. First, I will play the audio of the song once without any task so pupils can enjoy the rhythm and become familiar with the song. And next, I will say the target vocabulary out loud. For example, star, sky, word, height, and show gestures for each word. Then, I'll play the song again and instruct the pupils to point to the ceiling for sky, point upward with fingers shaped like a star for star, or make a round gesture with their hands for work. And I will monitor the pupils and encourage participation with positive reinforcement. And finally, we will review together. I say a word and pupils do the matching gesture.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
This activity is meaningful because it develops listening comprehension through whole body response. Young learners do not need to read or hold cards, making the task simple and accessible. By using gestures and pointing, pupils connect sound to meaning naturally, which supports early vocabulary development, kinesthetic engagement, and also confidence in understanding English through actions. For the second activity, which is lyric ensemble, by the end of this activity, pupils can sequence short and simple lyric lines and demonstrate understanding of meaning through ordering. Pupils track or rearrange jumbled lyric lines into the correct order. For example, the correct order of the lyric is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and three other more. So, firstly, on the screen, the lines will appear in a mixed up order, and I will model one example. I drag the correct first line to the top, and then pupils will work in pairs to arrange the rest. And after everyone finishes, we sing the full song to check the order. This activity is meaningful for young ESL learners for several reasons. First, sequencing builds syntactic awareness. When pupils reorder the lyric lines, they begin to notice English word order and common language chunks, and this helps them understand how simple sentences are formed. And next, peer discussion encourages real communication. As pupils negotiate which line should come first or next, They practice authentic speaking skills in a natural and meaningful context. And this activity also functions as a formative check because pupils can immediately compare their arranged lyrics with the original song. The instant feedback helps them self-correct and strengthens their understanding of the text. And lastly, the physical act of moving and arranging the strips increases engagement and ownership of learning. Handling the materials keeps pupils focused and supports memory retention, especially for active and kinesthetic learners. The learning objectives of the third activity, which is quiz, will be pupils will recall details from the song and choose correct answers, showing listening comprehension and vocabulary understanding. And the quiz will show simple questions, and pupils will choose the correct picture or word. For example, the question will be what shines in the sky? And the correct answer is a star. So, firstly, I will display the first question and read it aloud, and pupils can raise their hands or choose the answers on devices. And I will reveal the correct answer and explain briefly. And we will continue through two or more questions. And at the end, I will highlight what vocabulary they have mastered. So, firstly, this task acts as a quick formative check. By giving pupils a short multiple choice activity, I can immediately see who understands the content and who needs more support. This helps me plan my next steps more effectively so the learning continues to build in a meaningful way. Next, the activity uses a low anxiety format. Since the questions are multiple choice, pupils feel less pressure, especially those who are weaker or less confident. When pupils feel safe and relaxed, they are more willing to try, participate, and take risks. This emotional safety supports deeper learning. And finally, the activity allows for differentiation. While weaker pupils can focus on selecting the correct option, stronger pupils can be challenged further by justifying their answers verbally, and this ensures that every pupil works at an appropriate level, making the learning meaningful for all. And overall, this activity supports meaningful learning by giving me clear feedback, creating a comfortable learning environment, and meeting people's diverse needs.
In this part of the presentation, I will explain how each activity works, the materials we use, how these activities support meaningful learning for young ESL learners, and finally, how we organized all components using Google Sites. Moving on to activity 4. The focus here is vocabulary reinforcement. This activity helps students to match vocabulary words with pictures, practice spelling, and also strengthen their word. To begin the activity, I display the drag and drop interface on the screen. I model the process by dragging the word twinkle and matching it to the picture of a shining star. If we are in a low technology classroom, students can use printed cards where they cut out the words and paste them under the correct pictures. After modeling, students complete 6 matches either individually or in pairs. This takes about 2 until 3 minutes. Once they finish, they will swap their works with a partner for peer checking. This encourages cooperation and also helps them to learn from one another. After that, I conduct a short whole class review by calling out 2 or 3 pictures and asking students to read the matched word aloud. If there are pronunciation errors, I correct them gently and ask the class to repeat it together. To extend learning, I ask students to create a simple sentence using one of the matched words. For example, the star is bright. This activity is meaningful because it actively engages students, supports visual learning, strengthens vocabulary recall, and can be carried out in both ways, whether in digital or non-digital classroom. Next, I continue with activity 5, which focuses on speaking skills. The, the main purpose of this activity is to help students produce short spoken responses confidently using simple sentence frames. I begin by displaying the sentence frames on the screen and reading them aloud so students can clearly hear the structure. These sentence frames include expressions such as I see a star that, I wish upon a star, and the star is. After displaying them, I model an example so students can understand how the sentence can be expanded. For example, I may say, I wish upon a star to have a happy family. Once students understand the structure, they need to draw a speaking card from the pile of prepared prompts. Then I will give them about 20 to 30 seconds to think and plan their response. During this time, I will walk around the classroom to provide vocabulary support for any student who needs help. After the planning time, students need to share their responses in pairs or small groups. Each student speaks about 20 to 30 seconds while their partners listen respectfully. After each turn, the listeners respond with a thumbs up or a simple positive comment. This helps build confidence and encourages supportive peer interactions. Once the pair sharing sessions end, I will invite 1 or 2 students to present their responses to the whole class. I will provide specific praise and acknowledge the clarity, creativity, or confidence shown. If necessary, I offer a gentle correction to improve accuracy. To end the activity, I will recap a few useful phrases and encourage them to use those expressions in future speaking tasks. This activity supports meaningful learning by providing real and authentic speaking opportunities. It also encourages people to express personal feelings, and it gives me a chance to observe my student fluency, pronunciation, and vocabulary that they use. The final task is Activity 6, which is an individual assessment. The purpose of this activity is to evaluate each student's pronunciation, vocabulary use, fluency, and their creativity. I begin by explaining the assessment rubric so students can understand what is expected from them. The rubric includes descriptors such as excellent, satisfactory, and needs supports. After clarifying the criteria, I call each student one by one to perform a short task. They may sing one line from the song, answer a simple question such as, "What do you see?" or submit a short 30-second recording. While each student performs, I mark the checklist and write a brief comment. After all students have completed their assessment, I will provide group feedback. I highlight the class overall strengths and mention one area that they can improve together. I will also guide my planning for the next lesson, such as grouping students or revising vocabulary. This individual assessment is meaningful because students receive clear expectations. Teachers can gain concrete evidence of learning, and the feedback helps guide future instruction. Before I describe the activities, I would like to explain the materials we prepare. We used a combination of digital and printable materials, so the lesson can run smoothly in any type of classroom. We also prepared a speaker and projector for the listening and demonstration tasks, printed lyric strips for the unjumbling activity, vocabulary picture cards for the drag and drop matching task, and also speaking prompt cards to guide students during the oral activity. We also created a simple checklist rubric for the individual assessment. All of these materials, whether the digital files or printable sheets, are uploaded and arranged neatly on our Google Sites platform. This makes everything easy to access and helps teachers to deliver the lessons smoothly. In preparing these activities, we refer to ESL teaching guides, vocabulary development frameworks, strategies for oral language development in primary ESL classroom, and the SKP. These references help us to ensure that our lesson was developmentally appropriate and pedagogically sound.